So I've created the channel to show people just like me who do not have experience with DIY. You watch about 10 videos on YouTube and think it's possible to do everything, which generally it is, but it's not going to be perfect. So just wanted to go through some of the projects that I have done and what I will be doing. So the understairs storage was a project that I took on. Wasn't sure if it was going to turn out all right, so I didn't actually film the whole project. And then I'll go through now what problems I encountered during fitting that. So I've got lots of projects coming up. The house we're in at the moment needs renovating, so we're going to be laying laminate flooring. I've never done that before. Tiling of bathrooms, sink replacements, the kitchen floor, fitting the kitchen, porcelain tiles outside for the patio. Good example here, I've got the carpet that I've never fitted the carpet before, and then obviously I've encountered a problem, and that's all down to the measurement. I've ran out of carpet on the last step, so as you can see, it turned out quite well. I was quite impressed with that. There's a few snag areas. If I just go up here, I'll show you. So this part was another problem I had, is where I had cut the carpet, cut it wrong. This line wasn't supposed to be here. That was supposed to be a fresh roll all the way across the landing. So yeah, that part obviously went wrong, and yeah, I think it turned out all right. I wouldn't be happy if I paid somebody and they did this to the carpet, but yeah, it's a lot cheaper than going through some of the big carpet companies. So back onto the understairs storage. So originally I had a hole here just to have a look what was underneath the stairs and what I was working with. I think you can just about see where I cut there, but I'll put a picture in of that so you can see what I did there. So this is the understairs storage, which yeah, it's turned out good. I'm quite happy with it. There was a lot of changes to making that. So firstly, I'll just show you the runners. So these are heavy duty runners. I think they're made by Vevor. I've tried to find the link, but yeah, they don't seem to be selling them directly on the Vevor website. So it might have been through Amazon that I bought those. So the problem I encountered was measurements. Measurements aren't really my forte. So the runners were supposed to be on the side of this to hold the weight of the drawer. Because they're underneath it, they're a lot weaker. So that was one of the first issues actually in installing this. The other part, I think, for me was the angles of that it was cut in. Nothing seemed to work with this. I went through quite a lot of wood to get these angles corrected. As you can see, I've messed up on that angle. Tried to rectify it with a few bits of wood in there. So what I found is when this door's shut, it wasn't actually level. The bottom was sitting inside of here and the top was sticking out. So I've had to also pack some wood in there just to bring it out so it is level. So first off, how I did it, it was, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to place this here a second. So I've got a couple of clips underneath, should be able to slide that off. Okay, so as I mentioned about the runners, when we've got the runners running along the bottom, obviously when this is fully extended, the weight of this is pushing down too much. So to kind of overcome that problem, I've had to stick a wheel under there, and then that takes the weight of it when it's fully open. And also this clip was stopping the drawer as it locked in position, which we didn't want. So yeah, I had to kind of remove that. So to start this project, what I had to do is get a couple of planks of wood in there and fix those into the concrete. So using a masonry bit on the drill, drilled 2 points in each side, one on this side, one on that side. Raw plugs in the concrete. Still some leftovers there actually. The hard part here was getting the runners in line to be able to run smoothly and operate at all. So yeah, it took a bit of time to get that correct. So what the plan is actually, while we're in here, is to have another cupboard, which was the plan, which is here. So that's going to be a cupboard. I've kind of put that project on hold for now. So that's going to be a cupboard there, and we've got the shoe rack here. So to start with, the frame, I've made the frame and attached the rails, the other parts of this rail onto the frame. So this was the originating part of the project, where I had to build on top. Obviously the shoe rack. The shoe rack was purchased. I didn't make that at all. So that was quite handy. We already had that in the house. So I was going to build some planks to go across. So what I would have done differently, I think, then, just to summarise the areas that was made from being it the first time that I've ever done this, and I've got no experience with wood or DIY really in general. Yeah, the first one would be having those. Well, no, actually, the first one would be the size of this. You have to account for the runners. Now, as you can see, they are quite thick, and that should have run down the side of the drawers. So get your runners first before you go and make the frame, and that would be the first stumbling block, I think, that I had. Then the second part really is the angles, as I mentioned, but as you can see, works fine. Everybody's shoes are in there. And yeah, just got to finish off that carpet.